Rabea here. Hope everyone's well. So, I put on my Facebook page last night that I was doing a really weird demo today of a really cool pedal, really random pedal. So I was at the Northern Guitar Show with Chapman Guitars, you know, demoing the guitars and sort of spreading the word of the Chapman love, spread the Chapman word, and show the guitars around. And obviously there's all sorts of stuff at guitar shows, pedals, amps, acoustic guitars, you know, strings, picks, all sorts of stuff. And just across the way from where we were was a guy called Chris Ollie, and I bumped into him, and he's from a company called Coopersonic, and they make pedals, all sorts of different pedals, some really cool stuff. And he was trying out this pedal called the Coopersonic Germaniac. Now, instantly I was like, Germanian fuzz, Germaniac, you know, kind of put two and two together. He was like, yeah, it's a fuzz, but there's a bit more to it than just a fuzz. So obviously you have a fuzz level on this, and you have the level control, but also there's a setting on here called Mania. Now, he didn't go into too much detail as to what this control actually does. Like, it does something really cool to the sort of level of the fuzz. It's almost like it's the opposite to biasing. Obviously my technological knowledge isn't massive when it comes to building pedals, but what I think the Mania does is it almost, like I said, the opposite to biasing. So it puts far more through the pedal, so it's overloading it almost. Or that's what it kind of sounds like. So you can use this like a conventional fuzz pedal if you rolled the Mania control all the way down, but with this little control it opens up a really intense, weird can of worms. I've teamed it up with a TC Electronic Flashback. It's a nice little pedal. I've got it on the Plank pedal board, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play without. I've got myself a crunch channel on the JVM, so I'm just going to play through that, and then I'm going to bring the Coopersonic in, and I'm going to have the Mania control all the way down, and I'm going to play it like a standard fuzz pedal so that you can hear exactly what it does. So this is just the guitar with the flashback in the crunch channel. So that is a killer fuzz pedal. I mean, like, you know, I love fuzz pedals in general, I really do. This is something, it's just got, when I blended it with the crunch channel on my amp, I know it's on the red stage, but you know, you heard the difference. When I just pushed that fuzz in, it's got this roaring sort of Germanian fuzz style tone. Just like, to be honest with you, I was, you know, when I saw the pedals, because they're made to just do what they do, you know, there's no kind of flashy design with them, it's just a black box with the name on and 3 controls. So I was a bit like, okay, well, you know, we'll try it out, see what it's like, but you plug it in and you just have a go with it with a bit of delay, and it's just like, I could play that for hours. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the delay off, and then I'm just going to show you what the general fuzz tone's like. Now, if I if I punch in, so if I dial in more fuzz, we'll see what happens. You know, I'm just going to play around with it, and then we're going to move on to the mania control. Wow, so it's got a lot of fuzz to give. Obviously, you know, you can put a noise suppressor with this because with the fuzz on full, it's quite noisy. But again, fuzzes are meant to be quiet, you know? You're never gonna just have you're never not gonna be playing when you've got the fuzz turned on. So what I'm gonna do now is talk about the mania control. The thing with this pedal that I've sort of come to realize is that everyone's gonna have a different sweet spot on the pedal, because this pedal itself is all about the sweet spot. You can mess around for ages trying to find something that you like, and again, it's endless. There's all sorts of sounds on this pedal that you can get, different levels of intensity through the mania control and the amount of fuzz that you dial in, and the amount of volume that you bring in with your guitar. So I'm just going to mess around and you're going to be able to hear what the different sounds are. So just remember, this pedal's about finding the sweet spot. So if after watching this video you decide to grab one, I think they're £99, something like that, it's all about finding that sweet spot, and you'll find something that you really, really enjoy. So here we go. Got a little bit warm doing that. It was intense. As you can hear, it just battles in every way, shape and form with regards to sound with this pedal and the guitar and what I play and how I play it and the amount of volume rolled in. It really is just intense. Now, you could use this, the amount of things you could do with this pedal for different genres. You know, if you're doing like the mode step stuff, you know, like a dubstep kind of rock band or anything alternative, dial in some delay, some chorus even, just put it. This pedal for me feels like it's meant to be shoved in the middle of a load of other cool effects, and to use it by itself or in conjunction with other stuff. It's mad. Like I said, 99 quid, can't really go wrong if you want something a bit different, you want to, you know, expand on your kind of tonal songwriting stuff, you know. That's what I'm going to use it for mainly, is songwriting. I think it's a really, really cool pedal. So what's really cool about this pedal that I've kind of discovered recently, which is pretty weird, using the mania control with fuzz on full, you can almost pitch the sort of feedback that the pedal gives you. So what I mean by that is, when you've got the fuzz on full and you start messing with the mania control, the pedal starts to react in itself with just this guitar signal going through it. So as I roll up the volume, you start to get weird sounds without me even playing anything. But as soon as the volume's on full, what you get is this like roaring underbelly of fuzz that just sits at what, and then using the mania control, you can actually determine what pitch you want that to be. So I've managed to pitch the pedal to C, because we're in drop C on this guitar, and I've got the TC Electronic flashback just playing me some delay that just swells that fuzz underneath. I really love fuzz with a bit of delay for some more atmospheric stuff, so I'll show you what it sounds like. This is really cool, because what generally starts to happen is we have that, it's almost like a drone tone of fuzz underneath what you're playing, and you can mess with it, and harmonics tend to start like modulating the fuzz, and it's really, really weird, like an oscillation effect. So check it out. So that's insane. It's really musical in a weird way, because this pedal isn't meant to be sort of your generic fuzz pedal. It's not meant to be anything that is, you could just walk into a shop and pick it up because it does a required thing. This pedal is meant to just do whatever you want it to do. Obviously it's a fuzz pedal, it's a Germanian fuzz, that's what it's based on, so that's why, you know, obviously it's got the fuzz tone, but what I'm trying to tell you is that using this pedal, it does kind of anything within the realms of fuzz. So you can even get like an 8-bit tone out of it, a bit crusher tone out of it. You could just use it as a conventional Germanian fuzz if you rolled the mania control right off, but what I love about this pedal is that it's chaotic, and in the studio, that's the main excitement for me, is that when I'm in the studio using this pedal, I can have all sorts of weird stuff going on in the background, swelling over really intense parts of music, and something that you might want to use a synth for, advanced sort of synthesizers, or sort of even modeling your own synths on Reason or, you know, or Ableton or something like that. Whereas with the use of this pedal, a bit of delay or, you know, anything like that, a bit of distortion through the amp, what you're getting is just an incredible layering tool. And also, you know, I'd use that in sort of stoner rock stuff, I'd use that in really weird alternative music. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a bit of a niche pedal, but I'm well chuffed that I have one, and I'm definitely going to use this on the Dojo record. So thank you very much from Chris Ollie from Coopersonic. I just want to say thank you for sorting this pedal out so I could do a demo of it, because I really hope that, you know, lots more people can get hold of these things and try them out in their own music. So until next time, I've been Beer, I'll see you later.